Hi everyone, it's been a while. This is my first update for 2026. I have been busy with many small tasks around the homestead and the usual everyday chores. The first few days of January were rainy and cool. After those days, it's been dry and windy but still cool at dusk and until the sun comes up again. Most of my time outside is spent pulling stubborn weeds that are already encroaching our pasture. As I said in my previous videos, pulling weeds and bushes that are not wanted in the garden or around the homestead takes a lot of my time and effort. Additionally, I have to cut down trees and gather more firewood in preparation for the rainy season. Our cow Elizabeth gave birth to a healthy calf and I named him George. So I'm going to enclose the areas where I don't want George to go with netting that I still have. Our coffee trees still have unripe berries when they started to flower again, and the pollinators are growing crazy with these flowers. This looks like a hoverfly, but I also see some carpenter bees and giant honeybees. This is the Philippine native stingless bee called Tetragoniola biroi, a very tiny honeybee that is very important in pollinating our local crops. It's also time to set up more bird baths since it's starting to get hotter and drier. I also harvest from my garden, although the plants have slowed down already. I also sowed some seeds, but they are still tiny and are not ready to transplant yet. The key limes are doing well. They are flowering and the other one has fruits already. This apple is still dormant. This is the only onion that I think I can harvest, and some cleomes are growing in the pot as well. I covered my plants with shade cloth in preparation for the hot months that's going to come for sure. I'm thankful that before the summer months came, my beans have flowered and I was able to harvest some of my peppers, my green beans, and now my tomatoes are flowering and setting fruits. The weeds and unwanted plants are starting to grow back in this area. This Asian pear is doing well. This is the only golden hook squash that developed. All of the flowers are females, so I can't pollinate them. And I'm not going to plant this kind of squash again. I have pulled the squash that was growing here and put up the shade cloth to protect the few peppers and eggplants that's still growing here. Now we are on our way to our property in the neighboring village. This is the newly made dirt road that gives access to our property. Prior to this, we had to walk down the hill through other people's property and cross a small stream in order to get to our farm lot. The owners of farm lots, including us, donated a portion of our property to give way to this road. For now, this is just dirt road. Later on, the government is going to pave this with concrete. They're also going to make a bridge, but for now, the access is just an overflow. They made a small drainage so that water can pass through, and during the rainy season, the water will just overflow the road, and during the dry season we can use this, but when we have the bridge, During the rainy season, we're just going to use the bridge and the water just flows over here. Just above the stream is our property. The area is about 4,200 square meters. There's a flat area where we grew rice and mung beans before. And the other portion is sloped already where bamboo and other trees are growing. During last year's rainy season, we had so much water and so much rain that this side of our property eroded. Some of the trees that were not for soil erosion control also came with the soil. Those 3 coconuts over there is the property line. And this wooded part is still part of our property. That one is sloped already. So this year we are going to focus on planting trees for soil erosion control. I have already researched and determined the trees that we're going to plant here. One of our bereaved palms is flowering, and once it's done, it's going to die just like banana. So they flower once and that's the end of their life. This is the path that we used to take when we come to our property. So we have to go up. Right now I'm going down, so it's the opposite direction. This is the stream. It doesn't dry up even when we had drought a few years ago. Right now the water isn't much, but it's still nice that we have access to water. We have a lot of plans and hopefully we are going to realize them within this year. But in the meantime, we are going to come here very often. We are going to clear some areas in order to plant more trees. Hopefully wildlife will find this place haven for them, and I'll be able to plant and save some of the threatened species of native trees in the Philippines. Anyway, we're going to have more of this property in my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you subscribe to my channel, and see you again next time.